What about port capacity, rail capacity? Do they match up? And what can we expect as South Africans in terms of the volume of exports of iron ore?
The port has now been expanded to be able to handle 60 million tonnes. So the port is ready to accept the expansion that we've seen that is still to come on board from the Kolomela mine and some of the expansion from Assmang. So the next tranche of expansion that's underway, under development at the mine, the port's already ready. They've been putting in the last year, putting in new locomotive and wagon capacity on the line. This is Transnet. So I think in this case, Transnet's very well aligned with industry, and the next wave of expansion, the next 13 odd million tonnes of expansion from the mines is already catered for by Transnet, and we're unlikely to see a delay. We should see a flawless transition for the next expansion.
What is the capacity of the line at the moment?
Within our last financial year, which is finished now, we did 47.3 on export.
What do you think you'll do in 2011?
We're still closing out a number of the actual optimization and project issues. So we're targeting in the region of 50 million tonnes. We'd actually like to do quite a bit more than that. But at this stage, there are still target settings which are running with both mines. There's a Kumba phase 2 which is coming online. There's a Kolomela mine that's coming online. We are actively wanting to bring new junior miners and the BE players online. So there's a number of initiatives which are running, which in the state we are, the final number is a little bit liquid, but 51 million tonnes is the minimum that we would like to be targeting. There is a phase 2 scoped, which is a joint study with Transnet and industry, looking to move to a sort of a 93 to 100 million tonne throughput level total for the line. That will also is looking at technically introducing manganese as an export product. It's at this stage it's looking for the technical solution. It is not going to determine who actually gets that allocation, and it's also not a done deal that manganese will be out of Saldanha. There are also other options like Kumba, but we know that manganese must get out of PE by 2016. We have a roughly 110 billion rand funding program over the next 5 years. Transnet will need private sector participation. The key question is, I think, the government mandate of how that gets facilitated and how private industry participate with Transnet. And that is something which I think is a joint issue which Transnet and industry and government need to conclude.
We haven't discussed the port capacity, we've discussed the rail capacity. Is the port capacity ahead of the rail capacity?
Just purely by nature of the way the assets are built, the port capacity, bar some final sort of touch-ups and tuning, their full 60 million tonne capacity is in place from an asset perspective. Obviously, that is because of the nature of very large, big bulk handling equipment. Rail is more incremental because you can bring on rolling stock on an incremental basis. So the infrastructure on rail is all there for beyond 60 million tonnes, but as the demand from industry is put in place, there are wagon and locomotive build programs that brings rolling stock in line with the demand.